young men. I am a husband of 10 years, going on 10 years this year, and I'm an author. Yeah, I'm an author. I can say that now. I'm an author. Yeah.
For sure, man. Great individual. Um, I will. I'm the host of this show. I'm Sai, Sai the Southern Yankee. My artist name. Um, I am operating Healing is Necessary.
I am a husband of 10 years, going on 10 years this year, and I'm an author. Yeah, I'm an author. I can say that now. I'm an author. Yeah.
That's
For
what's up.
sure,
There you
man.
go.
Great
There you go.
individual.
You got to add the Arthur in there.
I will. I'm the host of this.
I forgot. I gotta turn the volume down so it doesn't delay because it has a bit of a.
I am operating. Okay.
Yeah, it has a. Yeah, I learned. See, that's why you got to do your research. You got to watch the videos on YouTube before you actually jump on it. I did my research. Okay, so can you still hear me though? You're good.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, you're. It's great. It's great.
All right, sweet.
All right, so for starters, man, I am a big subscriber to you and your wife's like just style of living, man, in every essence of that statement. I think it's dope how you guys kind of just have your own um, original way of operating, relationship wise, and then even in the way that you guys parent. I just think that it's amazing. And I know that that doesn't necessarily work for everybody, but I think as like a standard tips or standard suggestions, I think you guys do an amazing job for sure. So how long have you all been married?
So it will be 10 years this year in December.
10 years.
Yeah.
Wow. How long have you been together?
In about hold on, sorry. Let me pull my alarm to pray is going, going off. It's so what's today? Today is the 6th. Yeah. So it will be in 13 days will be our 10-year anniversary together. So we were together for not that long before we got married, but she's been my best friend since I was like 14.
That's dope, bro. That's dope.
Yeah.
My wife and I have a very similar story. Like we met 2 years ago. We got engaged 6 months later, and then we got married the following year, man. So we're about to reach in July. We'll reach a year of being married, and but we've known each other for about about 2 years, two plus years or whatever. And it's just been a great learning experience. I will say it's a great learning experience. But we both came in with foundational understandings as to what we were looking for and all the things that we should, address before we get into the seriousness of things. And we just have a good understanding of that. So with you guys being together for, you said 10 years, right? Correct. With you guys being together for that long, what were some of your biggest challenges, like just along the way?
Man, finances, communication. Communication would be like the number one. Like the more and more I understand and I think of just kind of the situations and what we've been through, it's always communication. It was always not communicating. So I would say communication was like our number one. And then that was like you imagine a tree. That would be the tree. From that tree, we had little branches. It was like, okay, finances. Okay, how clean is the house? Okay, how much? What are we doing here? Okay, infidelity. Okay, freaking like, dude, we done been through like the ring. Like we done been through the ring. I was in the Marine Corps at the time. I was not like I was in a high stress environment. I was in an environment that you said what? Oh no.
No, I just said, oh wow. How long were you in the military?
5 years, dude. So damn near half our marriage. Our first 5 years, I was in the military.
Wow.
So it was like we legitimately like I was never home. When I was home, I was tired. We already had a child. We couldn't communicate, dude. We couldn't communicate for a year. We didn't live together for about the first 2 years of our marriage. 1 year, the first year was she wasn't able to move out there yet, so she didn't move out there yet. And then the second year, I was deployed.
Wow.
And then, like, yeah, it was bad. I was homeless out there at one point. Like, bro, it was bad. And I'm in the military. I was in the military at this time, and I was like homeless and stuff. Like just because of miscommunications and situations.
Damn. Well,
And
thank you
being
for your
young.
services. Thank you for your
Oh,
services. Oh, look who joined us. Yes. Oh
how you doing,
man.
sir? Please.
Your mic is muted. I think I can unmute it.
Yeah, I think you can.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Okay, yes.
Yeah, it's tough, and when it gets to evening time, man, I'm just like, so
No, it's all good. We just started. We literally just started.
okay, fantastic.
I'll let you introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm Joe Folletti. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. Been practicing for over 22 years. I'm my specialty is working with couples, helping couples stay married and happily married. Of course, as a family therapist, I've seen all kind of situations, but I just kind of settled with couples. I just love working with couples. Um, Married, I got 5 kids, 30 to 16. And yeah, I mean, that's me. I pastored, a Seventh-day Adventist pastor for about 10 years prior to get into therapy. And yeah, that's me.
Okay, I think that is amazing. Because I at least from my understanding, it's a rarity to see black male therapists.
No,
And
like you, like for real. Crazy.
yeah. I was told by my therapist. My therapist, she's a black female, and she was kind of encouraging me because I had an interest in it at one point,
Mhm,
and she was
mhm.
kind of encouraging me. She's like, black male therapists are unicorns in this field. Like you barely see them. And I think it would definitely be beneficial, especially to like our brothers. They usually want to
Yeah,
talk to somebody
that's right.
who
And
looks like them.
it really helps. It makes
Yeah.
a difference. I think guys need guys.
Yeah, for sure. 100%, especially ones who look
Yeah.
like them.
Mhm.
You
Right.
like my best friend, like he's like a brother to me. We grew up together. He's a black male therapist.
Okay. Okay.
And we literally he just started a conversation. He was telling me that exact thing, that men need that. It's
Yeah.
like so crazy to me that like, oh my God, like this is just so mind blowing. The younger version of me, like Sal, like I said, we went through some things, man. Like when we went to therapy, we was talking to a old white woman, and she changed our life. Like she changed our life, but
Mhm.
it would have been so much different. It would have
Right.
been
It would have been a lot different.
That's
bro.
right.
Yeah. But
Absolutely.
Joe, we were just recently getting into the conversation, basically on how long we've been married. Each of us have been married. I'll let Devontae repeat. You can repeat it, bro. We'll get back into it because we weren't that deep into
No,
it
we went
anyway.
that deep. So yeah, I married 10 years, have 3
Okay.
children, um, ages from 9 to 3 right now, and yeah, they've I was in the military for 5 years,
Okay.
so they the first 5 years of our marriage, I married my best friend. We got married, not shortly. We got married shortly after we kind of officially got together, but we had been best friends since I was 14. So we knew each other. We've always known we looked alike. I already knew that was my girl. So it was just we had miscommunication all the way around. We couldn't communicate to save our lives. Like, and we didn't even know that it was miscommunication. We didn't know that we had child trauma. We didn't know that we didn't know anything. We had no knowledge and no communication. And it was like, okay, we're the perfect pair, but we are not working it out because we can't talk. We can't nothing.
I think that's why a lot of the times you used to hear back in the days, like people used to be like, don't get married until your 30s. And
Yeah.
I think that's kind of why they would mention that, because like, you know, in your 20s, you really don't really have a clue of what's going on. You
Well,
have no trust in it.
you know, I mean, if you don't know how to communicate, particularly, you know, in a, you know, male-female relationship, if you don't know how to communicate in a romantic relationship at 25, you know, you're not gonna know how to do it at 35 either. Somebody has to teach you, you know. Yeah. And sometimes, unfortunately, you know, we learn on our first wife, you know.
Come on.
That's unfortunate, but that's kind of how it works a lot of times. So she gets you ready for the next one, you know.
I'm not gonna like, so that's my experience. Like I was married for the majority of my 20s, and at the age of 29, everything spiraled out of control, like everything. But it, you know, at the same time, the foundation wasn't right in the beginning. You know what I mean? The foundation just wasn't
Right.
good. It wasn't,
Right.
we weren't doing anything to pour into the relationship. It kind of was stagnant for years. And then when I came across my current wife, we like I told Devontae, we kind of checked off every box before we even, you know, decided that
You
we were gonna move.
got a little experience.
I had the experience. I had the whole
That's right. That's right.
20, my whole 20s. I had those years worth of experience. And when I presented, when I approached her, I kind of came with this, you know, understanding that it was like, you know, it was cold. It was like a interrogation. I'm like, look, forget the what's your favorite color, what's your favorite food. What would you do in this situation? How would you be in this situation? You know, so we kind of touched on a lot of great things. You were saying that your challenges, Devontae, you said the challenges were communication, finances. Now, could you elaborate on that just a little bit more?
Oh yeah,
Like,
man. So
even if you break it down.
So infidelity too. We talked about it a little bit. We don't really ever go into detail. We had infidelity on both sides.
Wow.
And it was based 1000% on we couldn't communicate.
100%.
It wasn't until I ended up going to jail. Like I said, I was in the military, so I was in Arizona. So in Arizona, if there's like any type of dispute or anything like that, and cops are called, someone's going to jail. I went to jail. So and being a so-called black man in Arizona, when they're in Maricopa County, it's not. I didn't find out till later on in sociology class. That's one of the most racist places in the country. That's number one. I didn't know that. So I got thrown in 36 hours of solitary confinement, and I don't know if I was. I can't remember if I was 21 or 20. I think it was right before my 21st birthday, I believe. And yeah, bro, I went in there and I saw God. I had nothing but a Bible. And that's what I did.
You said you saw God?
Oh, bro, look, like my mind didn't know what to do for 36 hours. So it talked to me. I remember I was like in and out of sleep. So all they gave me was like some like green coat thing, but it wasn't really a coat. It was like a jacket or something like that. And it's in a small box and it's cold. Bro, it was freezing. And like I said, I'm military, so it wasn't like okay, that their excuse for putting me in there was because you're military, you're suicidal. So I was like, all right, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to meditate at that time. I didn't know any of that stuff. I just knew to sleep, and I had a Bible, and I knew to read. I read, and I slept, and in between that, like between the 36 hours, it was like because it was hard to sleep, so I was waking up and kind of like a lucid, like you're like a lucid dreaming state, and I saw. I don't know if it was like a dream. I don't know if I really or what I saw, but it was like I just kind of recall like light, and I recall knowing or hearing something telling me that okay. So you already know this. Like this is not obviously this. This is not your route. Turn around. And I did, and I because I was in the military, I was able to get counseling, and I was able to get like marriage counseling and parenting courses and whatnot. And I've always been one who loved to, like, I love to read. I love knowledge. That's what I love. I'm a knowledge seeker. So
Understood.
it was like, okay, bet y'all gonna give me the tools to fix it. Okay, give me the tools to fix it. Show me what's. Obviously, I already knew something was wrong. That's how I ended up in the brink. I went there by choice. Like it wasn't I wasn't forced to go. I had other opportunities, but I chose to go because I had some things that was wrong. I'm sorry. Let me turn the light on once.
No, you're good. You're good. Damn, that's crazy, man. You said you saw God. That's interesting. It's interesting. And it would be in the worst time, the darkest moments. It's the darkest moments. That's interesting. How many clients do you take a day, Joe?
I can see, I've seen up to, eight or nine in a day.
Oh wow. That's pretty good. Your days are pretty stacked, huh?
Pretty stacked. I don't, I've been trying to cut back. I'm ready to not work so hard.
Understood.
Yeah. Well, go ahead, finish, Devontae. What were you saying now?
So I was getting the tools, so I got the tools to fix it. And basically, like I said, I already knew I had some things wrong. You're gonna teach me what it was to fix it. I was gonna fix it. So they started giving me tools, and like I said, I ended up in counseling with. We had the same counselor for the marriage, the one-on-one, and the parenting courses. So I was really got to like kind of interact with this woman. And she just happened to be one of those people that like to read and stuff too. So we would have good conversations, and I didn't mind talking to her. So she was really breaking down some things to me that was wrong. And as she's unpacking them and allowing me to really see, because what she did was she mixed in the kind of child psychology from the parenting courses and allowed me to see where the trauma was stemmed from. That, okay, these things, they're not a part of you. This is from some things that it started unlocking. When I started to realize that it didn't come from me, I started to realize that it also came from my parents.
Yeah.
I started to realize that, okay, this is it's hanging on to us. If it's not coming from me, then it's not. This is the environment. Like it all started to click. So
100%.
it was like, so she told me one thing that really like changed everything. That was, we train our children to survive without us. And that as a Marine, that hit me differently. It hit me, what does that actually mean to survive? What does it mean that you're gonna have to know? What all do I need to teach you? What do I not know that I have to go learn? And one of the things I realized was communication and emotional control. And it started to realize and make more sense that I've always been big in martial arts, and I've always loved anime. So right off the top, I knew that self-work was something that was needed. It was necessary. So I began to understand that pretty much self-mastery was my key. And I started working more on myself. And then as I worked on me, she worked on herself. She started seeing me work in fits, and she did the same. She just reciprocated. And then we ended up coming back together. And we talked. We had a long. We've talked. We've had some conversations. We done went to war. Like we done went to war. I've done prayer room, gone to war. When I say like things have been super spiritual, ghosts, like that's what we do. That's the only way. That's how we saved it, and that's how we got things back. Was we always had a strong, Christian foundation. That's what we grew up on. That's how I met her. I met her through the church. That was my church destiny. That became like so. It was like we already up in here. That's what we were doing, and we knew that we have a good foundation. We just gotta go back to it, and we did. We started going to work, and the next 5 years of our marriage, that was the first 5 years. The 7 or up to year 7, we kind of struggled. It got a little rocky, and we ended up.
They say that year 7. There's something about year 7. I've heard that so much. It's like year 7. That's when it's like the relationship or the marriage is tested. Have you heard that, Joe?
I have, absolutely.
Okay. Just hearing that is confirmation to me, because that's when things really started getting spiritual. That's when we found out she is accidentally pregnant. Accidentally pregnant with our third child. We didn't have a house at that time. We were living with her mom again, with already with 2 children, trying to find a new place because I forgot for what reason we had to move out because we had termites at the last place or something like that, and they didn't fix it. Yeah, it was chaotic. Like when I say God, it was like, nah, bro, y'all gonna do
Yeah.
this.
He gonna make something uncomfortable. He for sure gonna make something uncomfortable.
He was like, if you gonna do this, like I legitimately being where I'm at, even be able to have conversations like this. This is something I've always dreamed of doing. You're a therapist. I'm like, man, I'm even qualified to sit here and have a conversation. Like this is like, I'm just like, I don't feel it doesn't, it feels surreal, but it feels, although this is what it was for. This is what we went through this for. We did have there was a purpose in it. So it's like able to see that and understand that now is, we went to year 9, and year 9 was just like year 8, 9 was like, God done forgave you for everything. Y'all changed everything. Oh, dude, it was like, okay, what's going on? We're getting pushed. Year 9 is like, we're like, okay, we're starting to fly. And year 10, we're sitting here like, are we flying? Are we really flying right now? Like we're flying. We're flying, and we're communicating. We're talking. Like we're talking. We talk. That's my bestie. Like when I say like we was off. Her, like I said, her birthday was the last 2 days, and she had a terrible birthday. I tried. I did my best, but it just things just were not going. I thought I got a good. She always does the hotel planning, so I went and got a good hotel by the beach. I thought it was a good hotel. We showed up in the hotel staying on the beach. It looked like we were about to get robbed. I had to pull us out and go somewhere else. Like we got the food was good, and the end of the night was good. The next day we woke up. It was just a hard day. It was a hard, long day in the sun. Like I said, I'm fasting. I'm on Ramadan right now, and it was not. I was not having the best day. The children were not behaving because we're in transition right now. It was just like God was testing me, and I thought I was able to keep it together, but it wasn't as best as what it could have been. So today we had we didn't have a bad day, but we had a better day, and we clashed. But when we clashed, we communicated again. It wasn't a clash. It was like, all right, I understand. Yes, miscommunicate. Yes, okay, we're both faster. Yes, okay, I get it. I understand. Okay, all right. I love you. You're not feeling well. Let's do something.
100%. 100%. So to touch on that, because you ended it perfectly to segue into my next question. What are some practices that you can share with people? And Joe, I would definitely love for you to kind of add that in there too. I know it's not necessarily for a specific situation, but what are the best ways to just kind of like come back when things are off?
Yeah.
One second.
Yeah. So it's kind of like I call it, recovery. When you recover from an argument, from a spat, from a disagreement, from a misunderstanding, you want to recover well and quickly. Some people, some couples, man, it's tough. They'll go, 2 weeks and it's quiet.
Oh my goodness.
They're not really talking for real, not touching, and that's unfortunate. You want to get that down to, 20 minutes, you know what I mean? And that's what you want to get
now. You're talking challenges now.
Yeah,
20 minutes.
20 minutes, I'll tell you, I said, I think it was like my wife
I'm
and
like, I'm at an hour still.
I
needed to know a good time limit. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm okay. So I'm in my second marriage. I was married for about 10 years first time, and so in my second marriage, the first marriage was not normal. It was just a lot of abnormalities in that marriage, but in this marriage has been pretty normal. And so the first 10 years were just, we just argued like cats and dogs,
Yeah.
And I really had come to the point where I was just ready to just throw in the towel myself. And so, but I had an experience. I was in a therapy session with a client, and I challenged him to read to read the book, the Love Dare book,
The
and
Love There.
the Love Dare.
Okay.
You got to see the movie. What's the name of that movie?
I have heard of that book.
Fireproof. You got to watch the movie. The book goes along with the book movie. The guy's hooked on pornography and whatnot. Anyway, so I challenged this guy to read the book, and I said, you read it, I'll read it too. And
Okay.
I don't know what inspired me to do that. It's probably God, So I started reading the book,
Okay.
and I was just amazed. I mean, you read and you comment, you make you answer the questions at the end of the chapters. By the time I had gotten to the 8th chapter, I said, "Okay, God." God was telling me that I didn't love my wife,
Mm.
and that was hard. Yes, of course. Of course. What do you mean? Well,
Yeah.
if you loved your wife, you wouldn't argue with her.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Hold on now. Okay. Trying to
That was got
understand.
me because you know what I'm saying it's supposed to be unconditional love, but you argue and you're not nice. You're not as nice as you. You ain't nice when you arguing. You ain't nice.
Right. Right.
You're looking for opportunities to do tit for tat and all that stuff. No, you ain't nice. And so it really kind of turned the tables on me to start looking at myself instead of complaining about my wife, and because I'm supposed to love her unconditionally, right? I mean,
Unconditional.
this is it.
Yeah.
And that's the tough place to get to in your relationship, because both of you are trying to create a mini you in your spouse. You know what I mean? It just but that just ain't it. That ain't it. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
you got a flower out of the garden that God gave you. You need to enjoy the flower God gave you. You know what I mean? But we busy criticizing, complaining, especially when she's complaining about us. That's
Yeah.
when we complain, when they complain about us,
Yeah.
because they try to change us.
Right.
But really, I learned, to accept her. She has a right to her opinion. Let her, if she want to complain, she don't like me or whatever, it's okay. Baby, it's all right. I still love you. And it took me some time, but I
Yeah.
learned to listen and
Right.
and accept what she had to
Okay.
say, and not try to, even when it stung, to not try to, correct her or justify myself or to be defensive. And it's been remarkable turnaround,
Mm. Yeah.
to not fight with your wife,
Yeah.
and I think it's the hardest
Now you
thing for
guys still have
men is
your
to
differences,
listen,
correct?
huh?
I'm sorry. I said you guys still have your differences, correct?
Well, yeah. I mean, we're two different people.
Now, how does that turn? How does that like how do you guys handle those
Well, I mean,
conversations?
it's half a dozen, 6 of one, half a dozen, ways to skin a cat.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
ain't got to be skinned my way.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's yep. Very true.
I mean,
That's,
I mean, I use it. I use illustration: pebbles, rocks, and boulders. Pebbles are issues that are just little minor conflicts. They're really matters of opinion, preference. You want to have rice or potatoes. What's the difference? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then rocks, a little more. Okay, we need to have some vegetables and a nice nutritious meal. That's important, right? So
Right.
that's a
yeah.
rock is more important. Values, money might be involved, health. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
boulders, now that's a deal breaker. We
Yeah.
can't stand. We gotta have to. If a boulder falls on the road, you're gonna have a detour. You can't go the road. Can't get past until you get the boulder off. And so boulder issues are huge. And we
Right.
we have to address them and deal with them. We might have to fuss over boulders, but a rock maybe. We have a discussion. But pebbles. I mean, most issues are pebbles. Stupid
100%.
stuff. You can't
Yep.
even remember what you were
Yeah.
arguing about. It was stupid.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so when you learn that most things, whatever, baby, whatever, happy wife, happy life, really. But now when it comes to if it's a rock and I feel convicted about it, baby, I don't think we need to spend this money right now. Well, that. You know, because we got this and this and this and this. You know, I think we, stick with it. You know,
Yeah.
she might be mad.
Yeah,
You know, but look, how many times has that happened? Out of 10, you understand that?
Yeah. And still will.
One guy this guy told me he's getting married, and he says, "Give me a piece of paper," and he took the piece of paper and he ripped it into 6 pieces, and he gave it back to the guy. He says, "Here you go. I'm glad you're getting married. These are your 6 vetoes. Use them wisely."
Use them wisely.
Some men they done vetoed so much they in debt. They're in a deep hole. They have to say yes the rest of their lives because they always complaining and always vetoing, always objecting, got all kind of issues. And I'm telling you, man, it's rough for some women because the man is so hard to get along with.
Right.
So those are some tips for you to chew
No, those
on.
are great tips. Those are absolutely great tips. Devontae, what you got, man? Because like I said, you and your wife, man, you guys represent just great foundational practices, man. Like what are some practices that you guys could share?
I mean, honestly, a lot of the communication that we did, or I'll say that I did, that really helped us was like he said, you got 6 vetoes, use them wisely. In that sense, is it really worth me going to bat? I heed what she's saying. The way I look at it is I'm driving. This is a reality of how it be. I'm driving and she's navigating.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you navigate. You know what? I'm not even gonna question. We'll go. All right, that's cool. We're gonna live. All right, we're gonna live.
We go the long way around.
Right. Right.
The scenic route ain't gonna be no skin off my back.
At all. Okay.
I'm with you.
It's less, like I said, it's less. I don't do the planning of things. I let her handle a lot of things, do things like that for a reason. Because when I do these things, we end up at motels across the street from the certain hotel. It is a bad place. That's why I don't do it.
Oh, I didn't see it was just 2 stars. Oh, I didn't see that.
You feel me? Like that's why I don't do it. I know that's what I had to learn. I had to learn how to communicate with myself and know myself well enough to know that, look, the woman, I started to trust her. I started to trust her a whole lot more. I started to realize it was exactly the woman who God gave me. If I really believe that's where, like I said, it started getting spiritual. If I really believe the vows that I took, if I really believe what I'm saying, and I really want what I wanted. My grandparents were married for a long time, and I saw that. And they still married. My grandmother's out of the house right now because she has dementia right now, but they're still married. My grandfather is there with her. He's with her. I say I be going ahead about me and my grandfather go to bed right now. We go head to head right now because we just got 2 different point of views at this moment. I love that man, and that man, no matter what, as he's there for her, he's on her, and he done taught me so much with it. And I'm just like, that's all right. Look, it came down to a point where it was like I said, I'm a martial artist, so I understand I can't control everything. So I'm gonna control myself.
Right.
I'm gonna control myself. I'm gonna control. Is it worth it? I'm not even. Is it worth it?
Yeah.
Is it worth it? Can I control how I'm feeling in this moment? Can I control my pride? Can I control whatever? Can I control myself? And I just started to master myself. And then as I started to master myself and things started to go right still and even better than what I thought, I started to really just trust her. Cause I was like, oh man, I'm just driving. You're telling me where to go, and we're doing things right. I wouldn't have came here, but I like it here.
Right.
I wouldn't have picked it out, but I love it.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. So like, how does that change with children? Like, how do you guys navigate through off days with children?
Man,
what do you mean off days?
Yeah.
Like off days meaning like when they're clashing, when they're having issues.
Oh,
I know that's hard. No. Like them as a unit, as a couple. You know, if they're having, if you guys are having
the children. Oh, we got the children around us.
Yeah, with the children around, because I know
okay.
everybody doesn't want their kids to see the issues that they go.
Well, they
No.
shouldn't. I mean, really, why would you,
But it's a
but
lot of people.
that's the thing. You are, argue in front of your kids, and that's
that's a
It's a
no-no.
I did that. I'm guilty.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
guilty of doing that. I don't do that anymore. We don't do that anymore. We agree. We just don't do that no more. If
Yeah.
now whether or not they can tell there's tension, I can tell you they can tell there's tension. They always
yeah,
know.
yeah.
We won't. Yeah, they can definitely, because they're
Right.
very aware of vibrations.
Right.
But they don't see us. We don't. First of, we don't yell and argue at each other. We don't yell anymore. We don't. If it gets to that point, we're definitely in a room, and we're in a room off somewhere, and we're at the end of that. It's honestly, it's always, like you said, it's always stupid. I swear to you, every time it's stupid, and it's always because I lost control of myself.
Right.
And she responds, and it's like,
You weren't listening. You weren't listening.
weren't listening. Yep.
Yeah, one thing you assumed something.
listening.
You wanted to hear something.
Yeah.
And it's like afterwards, I gotta come back. I apologize, and I gotta they'll see me
Come back.
apologize.
Come
They
back.
always see me apologize.
That's amazing too.
Yeah,
That's amazing too.
Yeah. No, I can't let them see it no more. It's too damaging to them. It's too damaging for them.
Yeah, they're not made to, they're kids. They don't need to be involved in it, because their minds can't really digest adult stuff. They get traumatized. They think you're about to hit each other and stuff.
Yeah.
And then they turn around. That kind of makes kids choose sides too. They're gonna choose.
Yeah, they're gonna blame somebody.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
So I say, lastly, how do you eliminate divorce as an option in marriage? And I say that because I know that there are deal breakers, as you said before. But I believe that, and this is just me speaking, I believe that sticking to the foundational practices, understanding, I guess, the do's and don'ts, and making sure that you're I guess applying it. Those are the things that will assist. But I guess for the long run, because sometimes you grow differently. How do you eliminate divorce as an option?
It's kind of a hard. I mean, it's kind of a hard answer. It's for us. Like I said, I know my grandparents done been through some things. I know it's possible. And like I said, I'm a Marine. We're taught adapt and overcome. I was in Bahrain with no metal, no bolts, no nothing, making airplanes. We were making airplanes fly. Parts late. We was getting missions done, and it was like adapt and overcome. It's something. Make it happen. Make it happen. So it's what I consider deal breakers are not even on the table.
Okay.
They're not even on the table. They're not even not on the table for either one of us. And I think we've had that conversation to where we're firm with it. I don't want much, and she don't want much. And honestly, that's kind of how we kept it.
Yeah.
Is I want to be your friend. I want to be your best friend. Do everything together. You want to travel the world? Oh, travel the world. I made it happen. We gonna go travel. Okay. You want to do this? Yeah, I'm gonna make it happen. What we're gonna do. If it's something crazy and it's really just out of the character from the person that I know, then something must have happened along this way that really changed that I didn't catch at all, which means that I'm probably not paying as close attention to you as I should be. Because you it shouldn't have been, if you are, who she's been, which she ain't changed. I didn't say she ain't changed, but the authentic her that I know hasn't changed. That spirit is still there. That person that I know and we grew together, that's who it is. So seeing that, if that starts to really just completely change, and she's 30, I'm 27, we've changed. We've definitely grown apart a bit in bits and ways, and we've grown back together. And when we came, like I said, we've grown apart and we've grown we grew. I wouldn't say apart. When I went through my whole spiritual journey and started reading and getting into the word more and just start studying scripture and whatnot and learning, and I was I was seeing angel numbers. And she was looking at me like, what are you talking about? You don't see 111. What are you talking like? What are you talking about? What is that? She looking at me like, you're crazy. I did. She looked at me like I was crazy when I started doing yoga. But I was like, I learned about yoga from the VA. I'm sorry. Look. I have a lower back disease. I went to an acupuncturist, Chinese medicine, and they're telling me what they can do with Eastern medicine and what all that is. So of course I'm going to study Eastern medicine and what I want to fix my back. And sure enough, I did. And I started studying other parts of it, and I just started studying because I was like, I like to read. And then I started reading the Bible more. And then God literally led me one day to Hosea 4:6, and it said that I will forsake you. Was it? You are my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because of that, I will forsake you. I can't remember the exact passage, but basically, we're forsaken for lack of knowledge. That to me, at the time when she was telling me that you're looking up too much, you're doing like what are you doing? It was like a confirmation, like, no, keep going because I'm trying to tell you something. I'm trying to tell you something. And sure enough, he did. And then when he started telling me, he looked at her and he was like, and started telling her. And I promise you, she woke up one day and was like, oh my God, I'm seeing numbers. What's going on? You're not crazy. And I was like, yeah, see?
Mm-hmm.
And it's been like we're very much in harmony. That's kind of where we just try to stay with. We try to stay in harmony. It's like playing a perfect song. That's how I do it. We're doing a dance. Of course,
Yeah.
I'm gonna follow her flow with it, and not so much, like I said, not let her lead. Of course, I'm gonna lead her, but it's just like being like I said, I love anime, and I guess you could say it's like being a water. It's getting the flow of energy. I read a book called The Way of the Superior Man, and he was talking about the different energies.
I'm actually tapping into that book right now. I'm tapping into that book.
That book made me understand more of, like you were saying, how destructive porn is and how destructive just what it does to not understanding how the energy works. When I started understanding kind of more of her flow of living, of her motion, of her harmony, I was able to dance with her harmony more. And as I started to be able to dance with it, I started to learn it. And as I'm learning it now, I can direct it. I can control the dance that we're doing. We're gonna go this way. We're doing this together. You're navigating the area, but I'm getting the knowledge of where we need to be headed. So you're gonna navigate, get us there. I'm just gonna tell you what the point is. Get there however we gotta go. Whatever you think the nicest way is, just know this is where we're going. If we have to change that, I'll tell you to change that. It's like I see like Fortnite. We got the whole team. They got the little. I love Fortnite. Me and my son's playing all this. So then you add the little point of direction. Everyone just goes. Everyone can see that point. That's where we're headed. Get there. Get there as fast as you can. And so it's like, all right, this is where we're headed, babe. This is what our legacy looks like. This is what we want to achieve. She's like, okay, bet this is how we're gonna get there. And it's like, all right, cool. We got there. Yeah. Now, where are we going next? That's what she's like. She's like, where are we going next? I'm like, okay, we're gonna go over there. Okay, you figure it out.
No, that's dope. That's dope. So staying in harmony, like that's something I could definitely take. Yeah. That's dope. That's dope. Joe, you look like you want to say something.
Yeah, I was. That's a good question. I would say, the key to not getting a divorce. First of all, I mean, I guess it's okay to say, we make a pact. We're not going to get a divorce. We're gonna get mediation if we, we're gonna do everything we can to stay under the same roof. But I think that really is the way to avoid a divorce is to stay connected. And so many couples say, well, we grew apart, yeah, you didn't stay connected. It's kind of like I use the illustration of a garden. I mean, I remember one time my grandmother was a gardener. My grandfather, he did gardening. My father was a gardener, and I've done, gardening and all that stuff myself. And so when I was grown, and I decided to have a garden. I built one, and I put it together and everything. It was beautiful. Had all the rows all lined up, and planted my seeds and working on it. But I got busy. I got
Yeah.
busy, and I
Yeah.
neglected my garden. Now the
Mm.
vegetables grew, but the weeds did too, and they were choked out. So the vegetables were all they were ugly, all deformed, and bugs and stuff in them. And so the illustration, is a marriage. You get a beautiful garden. It's beautiful when you start out, but so many times we don't take care of it. We don't water it. We don't feed it. We don't fertilize it. We don't weed it, and we don't, and if you don't take care of your garden, you will grow apart. And that's when you have to worry about divorce. But if I decided, I try to take 20 minutes every day to sit beside my wife and listen to her talk,
Yeah.
and act, I share a few words here and there, but really, a woman loves a man who listens to her, and who not just with ear, but actually does what,
Yeah.
because it's like she's telling you, it's kind of like when you're at a job and you've been there for a long time, and you're like, it's time for something. It's time for
Yeah.
something new.
Yeah.
And so you know in your heart, your spirit is saying it's time to, take it to the next level, go get you a certification, do something, because this is done. It's time,
Yeah.
time to grow. And
Yeah.
so women have, like that too, and they're trying to talk to you and tell you what they need and what they want. And if you're not listening, you know, you're just gonna, you're gonna argue with her.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You
Yeah.
ignorant, you know what I mean? And we need to learn to listen. So if you take time every day and listen, and you keep that companionship alive and watered and fertilized, you ain't gotta worry about divorce. They ain't gotta worry,
Yeah.
that's how you divorce proof your marriage. You spend time with your spouse and you listen.
Like to a T.
There you go.
That is literally how we did it. I don't spend like we're together. That's
Yeah.
what we are literally we're always together. We're always
Yeah.
together. It feels
And it's
weird when we're apart.
easier when it's
Hey,
your best
Easier.
Yeah.
It's just
friend.
easier.
Yeah.
It keeps me out of trouble.
Yeah.
Like
100%.
I've
100%.
literally God has literally made, like, it's funny, like he'll he'll test me on, am I listening to her? Because if I do something that probably go against her, or I don't heed her word on a few things. It's happened recently. It's gone bad.
Gonna
It
go
went sour. It went sour. And she honestly, you should have listened to me the first time.
right,
And
right.
I've literally learned. I just shut up. She thoughts.
Yeah.
I just
Women have 10 requests to a man's one.
Mm. Mm. Okay.
You know what I mean? So give
Yeah.
her what she wants, so you get what you want.
Yeah. Yeah. 10 to the
literally.
1. 10 to 1.
Yep.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, look, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, gentlemen, for sure, man. I think y'all shared a lot of great tips. A lot of them I will be taking and applying for sure. Joe, you're great, man. I hope that we can actually get a session in one day. I'm gonna try and get a session in.
Oh,
with you.
come on, man. Hey, I got
Yeah.
a retreat coming up, man. So just go to my website, sizzlingHotMarriage.com, and sign up for it's a free retreat, man. Free retreat.
I'm definitely.
And
I'm definitely.
it's power packed. It's gonna be a power packed retreat. It's virtual, but but it's gonna be good. So I'm giving it away. So
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
Is it okay to tell some people about it too, or do you have a
man,
limit on it?
absolutely.
Okay,
In
cool.
fact, I even have a map. I'm helping couples create a map to recover their romance.
Mm.
So over these 3 days, it's a 3-day retreat. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they're gonna work through what we need to do to maintain our romantic relationship, you know. So it's gonna be powerful. So yeah, go to you can download the map, everything right there at citizenhotmarriage.com, map.citizenhotmarriage.com, retreat.citizenhotmarriage.com, or just go to citizenhotmarriage.com and sign up. Yes, send folk. Absolutely, man. Everybody, shoot. I'm trying to. That's why I'm doing it, because I mean, you know, especially our community. You know, we just need it, man. I'm trying to figure out how to get the word out to more people, because it's free. I'm giving this away for free.
I definitely think that's a great way to start, for sure. When they hear free, they're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, definitely sign me up."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And Devontae, bro, as always, man, it's a pleasure to have you,
Pleasure,
man.
bro.
We gonna, you know, not to get at y'all, but you know, I definitely gotta have you and the wife again at some point, man. You know, I gotta have that bond together,
Yo,
and I'm gonna bring my wife on, and we're gonna talk about it.
I say, just let me know the next one again. Like, you have us on the roster, just hit me. I know the last two have been miscommunication. You know, hey, on God's time, it's gonna happen. Don't worry. Yeah, we got
for
this.
sure. My goal this because you know typically we do the men, we have the men discussions.
Yeah.
But my goal this season is to try and get a couple sessions in, where we break down and kind of help other couples or other people who, you know, are interested in applying themselves in a situation again. You know, giving them tips and helping them navigate through it as well. But again, I appreciate you, brothers, man. Major. I would definitely be telling people to tap in with y'all. Where can they find you guys at?
You can find me at furtheringfatherhood.com or at They Call Me Bennett. They Call Me Papa Bennett on Instagram. Either or.
Okay. What about you, Joe? You mentioned the
Yeah,
website.
citizenhotmarriage.com, Citizen Hot Marriage on Instagram, Citizen Hot Marriage on Facebook, Lifestyle Therapy Coaching. That's my company name. Facebook, lifestyletherapycoach.com. So yeah, I mean, you know, whatever, you know, I'm out there. Just YouTube, just Google Joe Folletti, and I'll pop up there for you.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Okay, good.
Well, I thank you, brothers, man. I would definitely be reaching out again in the near future to have you guys back on, man, and I greatly appreciate it. Healing is definitely necessary, and I think we showed that tonight.
That's good. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, take care.